Hello my dear English students! In this video I will hopefully be able to shed light on one of the interesting aspects of English grammar. Patience you must have, my young Padawan. It sounds cute when Yoda says it, but if we talk like that in an English-speaking country, we might get some funny looks. However, patience is necessary when you deal with the English word order. But once you get the hang of it, it's easy like riding a bicycle. Let's go! First, let's talk about the different aspects of a sentence. In every aspect, we've got a subject, like Jimmy, and a verb. And in most sentences, we've also got an object. Jimmy eats a melon. These three aspects will always occur in this order. First the subject, then the verb, and then the object. Easy enough? Let's add something more difficult. For instance, an adjective, like juicy, and an adverb, like in front of the cinema. Now where do these guys go? Well, the adjective always goes in front of the object. Even if there's an article, the adjective always goes right in front of the object. So we've got Jimmy eats a juicy melon. Now, where do we put the adverb? The adverb always, or in most cases, goes at the end of the sentence. So we have Jimmy eats a juicy melon in front of a cinema. You say that sentence doesn't make sense? Well, but it's grammatically correct, so deal with it. Now let's make this even a little bit more complicated. In some cases, we don't just have a verb, but we've got another form with two parts of a verb. For instance, be plus the main verb, which would be is eating, or in this case, we've got a future form, will eat. So our verb now has two parts. The subject still goes in front, and the object goes after. Jimmy will eat a melon. Well, but we also have more than one adverb. We've got the adverb of frequency, for instance, often. We've got the adverb of time, like tomorrow. We've got the adverb of place, like the one we've used with in front of the cinema. And we've got the adverb of manner, for instance, carefully, which is how you do something. Well, where do these guys go now? Let's start with the adverb of frequency, often. This adverb always goes in front of the main verb. So, Jimmy will often eat a melon. We cannot put this at the end, Jimmy will eat a melon often, or at the beginning, often Jimmy will eat a melon, but it always goes in front of the main verb, even if there's a second part. Then it goes in between. It could be that there isn't even a second part, but even if there is, it goes in between, always in front of the main verb. That's for the adverb of frequency. What happens if we want to put in an adverb of time? Well, that depends what the question was beforehand. For instance, if the question was, what does Jimmy eat tomorrow? The adverb of time will go at the end of the sentence. Jimmy will eat a melon tomorrow. However, if we want to stress when this is taking place, for instance, when the question is, when will Jimmy eat the melon? We can also put the adverb in the beginning of the sentence. This way we stress the tomorrow. Tomorrow, Jimmy will eat a melon. So the adverb of time can either be in the beginning of the sentence or the end. The place always goes at the end of the sentence. Jimmy will eat a melon in front of the cinema. It's after the object, it's the last thing in the sentence. For the adverb of manner, we've got two options again. Either, like the adverb of frequency, we can put it between the two parts of the verb, or if there's only the main verb, it goes in front, so always in front of the main verb, which would be Jimmy will carefully eat a melon, or we can put it at the end of the sentence. Jimmy will eat a melon carefully. Those are your two options for the adverb of manner. Okay, all well so far. But what happens now if we've got more adverbs at the end? Which one goes where? Well, there's an order in which to write these adverbs. First comes the manner. How does Jimmy eat a melon? Next comes the place. And then the time. Okay, Jimmy will eat a melon carefully in front of the cinema tomorrow. So first we say how he's going to do it, then we'll add where he's going to do it, and lastly we'll mention when he's going to do it. Of course, we could also put the time, in this case, in the beginning of the sentence. We could also put the manner in between the verbs, and it would still be a grammatically correct sentence. Well, I hope that you've learned something in this video and that sentence order has gotten a little bit more clear for you now. It's important because the order of the words can sometimes change the meaning a lot. I hope you learned a lot, and thanks for watching the video.